Alright, hey everyone, this is Ash. Welcome back to the King's Speech. So a lot of Shonen Jump content dropped today as I've been catching up with my backlog. So got some Spy Family, Kaiju number 8, and Goku Rakugai all out on the channel right now. We're just getting caught up with some Akane-Banashi today. So if you haven't already, please do like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, because a lot of good content has been heading your way. And if you want to show your support and appreciation for everything that I've been doing, that'd be greatly appreciated. But without further ado, let us dive into it with Akane-Banashi Story 122, Essence of the Shiguma School, with a story by Yuki Suinaga, art by Takamasa Moe, with translation by Stephen Paul, lettering by Sneeron, and Rakugo supervision by Keiki Hayashiya. We pick up where we left off last time with Akane going, "What Master taught me is how to enjoy the world of Rakugo." And you have, "What's Tenshiki?" He's like, "Whoa!" It's like, hey, Kinbo!" It's like, "I can see more than usual." He's like, "Pon Pokuna known." It's like, "It's the same sensation." He's like, "And I'm a six-pack." He's like, "Chok," no, it's like the long name things like Chyokume no Chonosuke, watch where you walk. It's like, as that other time, and you have Akane just like imagining like running through the actual like Rakugo story world that she's performing. It's like, "Aha, it's a festival!" It's like, "Hey, you there, shrimp, you look flush with cash. What do you say, you want to bet on a game of Chobiochi?" It's like, "Look at you miserable gents. Sure, you're on. However, for the die, we'll use this." He's like, "Oh, wait, this isn't Tanuki dice." It's like, "What are you talking about, you little fool? Damn it, I knew I shouldn't have bought you here. When are you going to learn to obey your father?" And you see, hee, I'm carving through the breeze. This must be how a kite feels. It's like, "What did I just tell you?" He's like, "Oh, a kite maker. Look, kites, they're selling kites. It must be fate, Daddy. Buy me a kite." "Absolutely not. I already bought you candy." He's like, "Aw." So, "But my friend Juguma Goku no Sukure Kai Guzio," and she like does out the whole name. It's like, "Parents bought him a kite." It's like, "Don't bring other people's stories into this." It's like, "Buy me a kite." And Gakuman's just watching from behind in the green room, going, "She's incorporating so many other stories flowing naturally into one another." So this is what that article meant. The trick she employed at Konjakute's debut. Jav Akane Arakawa crossed the barriers of Rakugo stories in a wild freewheeling performance. And he goes, "It's quite impressive. Performing at an event patronized by many of your long-term fans and leaping freely about from moment to moment." And Shiguma was like, "Well, that's because she inherited, more than anyone else, the essence of Shiguma." And you have a, "Wow, it's like, you're so good at flying kites." It's like, "Of course I am. Been good at it since I was a boy." It's like, the wind's really pulling on it." "Whoa!" It's like, I don't think so." It's like, "Hey," it's like, "There we go. Now it's catching the breeze." It's like, Hey, Daddy, I wanna." It's like, "Pipe down." It's like, "Don't try to distract me. If there's one thing I hate, is people who are half-assed even in their fun and games. Besides, this ain't the kind of toy that a kid should be playing with. Don't be such a baby. Tighten the loincloth of your heart." It's like, "What?" And then she's thinking back to Shiguma doing the same thing with, "So she wants me to use me for jokes, eh?" It's like, freestyle Rakugo with all kinds of diversions and detours. What makes that possible is a great number of drawers one can unconsciously pull from. A style breaking from precedent built on fundamentals. From shu to ha. It's like, you ought to leave my care and learn elsewhere. It's like, it was my suggestion, but I had no idea she would round into form like this. It's like, woo, whoop, there we go. It's like, look at you getting all into it. If I'd known this was going to happen, I wouldn't have brought Daddy along. It's like, that was the story of First Tenjin. You see all of them just like, all the audience clapping and laughing, and you see Jumbo also in there going, "Amazing. I hadn't seen her perform in ages, but between the huge auditorium, the sold-out crowd, and her confident presence, I'd heard she was having a rough time, but you wouldn't know it." It takes back to when she was a kid, being like, "Someone I respect. I respect my dad. He's a Rakugoka performer." It's like, "Akane, you're a real pro now." And as she's going to the back, she's like heading into the wings, you have Gakuman going, "As a table setter, you performed your task admirably." It's like, "Mr. Gakuman." It's like, "Well done." It's like, "Are you going to watch Master from the wings?" It's like, "Of course. After all, this is a very special event." And Akane just like twitches as she hears that, it's like a shiver. It's like, "Next up is Akane's master." It's like, "I wonder if he's secretly freaked out by how much the crowd loved Akame." It's like, heh. And you see a shiver as there's just like a deathly silence and like tension in the audience. And like, "Huh? What?" It's like, there's a nervous tension in the audience. It's It's like, this Shibuya event is where he performs his specialty. It's like, a specialty is like a Rakugoka's ultimate attack. It's like, of course they're on edge. They're getting a chance to hear one of the men at the peak of the Rakugo world, Shiguma Arakawa, at his finest. Oh, shit, bro. Oh, alright, so I guess quick thoughts on the chapter. So I love how they described Akane's Rakugo as kind of like freestyle Rakugo. But I do love that, the path that she's kind of heading towards and going down is like, because I think ultimately what this is going to end up with is like Akane creating her own Rakugo story that's going to kind of be like incorporated into like the annals of like Rakugo history. Once she's done, I feel like that's what she's aiming for, because a lot of Rakugo is kind of like, reciting like all these famous like prominent stories. And I don't know if we've ever actually dived into that. Like, do Rakugoka write their own stories, or do they just kind of like, recite other stories that have been written? Because I think that'd be an interesting thing to kind of look into and tackle. But I like this idea that Akane is just kind of like, just grabbing like bits of whatever stories appeal to her at the moment or would like fit in best with the one she's telling. She's kind of like just like flawlessly incorporating it into her own. I do like that that's kind of become her personal style. It's kind of like trying to showcase like, the depth and breadth of Rakugo by like combining all these different stories together. So I do really love those aspects of it. Apart from that, not much more else to say. I'm just very curious as to what Shiguma's whole storyline and thing has been setting up, because again, there's been like so much like anticipation and build up to his performance. I really hope it's going to be knocked out of the park. But yeah, I think a lot of these chapters in this story is kind of like setting the building blocks for like Akane's future development and like progression and growth. So I'm really looking forward to where it's going to go from here. So like I mentioned at the beginning, we'll probably just get to, because I think there's only like 3 more chapters to get around to. So I'll probably just get to all of Akane-Banashi today as well. But like I said, all the other Shonen Jump stuff is dropped today as well, so check that out as well if you would like. Apart from that, like I mentioned, read-throughs will hopefully be back sometime at the end of this month, once I've had a chance to recharge a little bit. But yeah, hope you all enjoy this video. Until next time, this is Ash. Talk to you all later.